Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Doc G, and this is Chance's Chat and Friends Live for 9/18/2025. This is for information purposes only. It also may not be. Welcome, Chance, and fascinating Brian to the show. If they can hear me.
Hi, Doc. Thanks. Hey, Brian and I kind of had a thing planned, but we got so much stuff that's been happening. So much stuff. I think I'll just let Brian when it comes to that time. I think Brian's just going to tell you where to go and tell you to do some homework because this lady's information is very, very important. It comes in two parts, and Brian really thinks you need to pay attention to it, and I do too. Okay. But we got so much going on. It's phenomenal. Okay. The intel that I'm going to give tonight at the end of the show basically answers all of our questions. Who, what, where, but not when. And how will be answered too.
Right.
Okay. Now I had a very dear lady, Sandy, in Des Moines, she's like she's like family to me. I don't know. She's like my sister, I guess. I love her so much, and her husband just passed, and her family, I don't know any of them. I don't know any of her kids or in-laws or anything, but they just sound like wonderful people. I can't wait to meet them in person. Sandy has been helping me stay out of the dumps for a long, long time. And I'm very grateful and I'm very appreciative. Okay. So I've actually got so much going on. I don't know where to start. Okay. So we'll just start right here. Okay. You're watching us on YouTube right now on Hamilton Radio 1. Starting tonight, I want you to listen. I want you to pay attention, and I want you to go grab a pen and paper. If you don't have one, okay, this is going to be one of those shows, okay? Okay? Who, what, when, where, and why. It's the when is I don't have, okay? You're right. And how. I got the how it's going to happen, but you guys got to work with me, okay? Now, here's my camera's going slow again. How about that? I got a terrible head cold. I apologize for that. Let me change settings on my camera and see if I can get the delay to go full high definition. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Now we're back. Okay. Let's start with the new platform. Okay. We all know as digital creators, especially Doc G knows, that YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute all have their restrictions. Okay? There's a new platform coming on. The guy's going to be on the show at 8 o'clock. I consider this very, very important, okay? For two reasons. Well, actually three. We're upon my recommendation, we're going to switch to that platform because A, it's going to be the latest and greatest thing and has no restrictions. You can run your own advertisements. He's not going to have any advertisements, I don't believe, unless it's sidebar stuff. But he'll tell you more about it. I don't know the exact ins and outs, but for every one of you that sign up for the platforms, okay, you sign up through Fascinating Brian, you sign up through Doc G, you sign up through me, whichever way you go, okay, that person makes $1. Okay? Now, that's not the only reason because we're going to get a very small commission out of this. What it is we can come on and do 3 shows a week if we want to. We can do 10 shows a week. We can do No shows, one show a month. We are not. We have no restraints. Okay, and there's not going to be. I like playing my Take a Chance music as the introduction. YouTube says we can't do that no more. Doc G told me 2 weeks ago. He said YouTube's getting ready to take us down. Even though we're on YouTube tonight, I don't know. How soon do you think they're going to take us down, Doc?
You're muted, Doc.
You're muted.
They got rid of all their servers. Facebook got rid of all their servers. YouTube is going to do the same. Google is doing the same. Yahoo did it with their emails. So we know they're going to start eliminating shows after 30 days. So if you don't see it in 30 days, you'll never see that show again unless the somewhere else. That we know. We don't know when it's going to happen, just like anything else, but it is going to happen, and it's going to happen rather sooner than later.
Okay.
That's all I can really tell you.
Okay. So with that in mind, okay, you're going to say what's going to happen to all of our past shows, because there's history in those shows. Luckily, I think quite a while back, when we started having problems with YouTube, Bernadette, the administrator for the private Telegram group, started downloading and saving our shows. So we're going to be able to put everything that she's downloaded back up on the new platform. Okay. What else? I'm going to put. If you are a member or were a member of the private Telegram group, my microphone is terrible. Let's see if I can fix that. Hang on a minute. Let's see.
Because there's like a crack when you hit a certain pitch. There's like a crack.
I hear that
right after.
That's probably my voice. Is that any better?
I think it's better.
Well, it has to do with your tone and your pitch.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay. So your mic is a potato?
That was funny.
No, it's on the computer. It's fine. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with my computer or my Wi-Fi or anything. No. Cable guys pay no attention to me. When you hear tonight's intel, you're going to understand why they're listening to me. Okay. So the guy's, his name's Joe. He's coming on with the new platform. He's coming on 8:00. I wanted to show everybody before the patch ladies come on. See these patches on my arms or on my wrists? It's kind of hard to tell with this head cold that I got. Those are the energy patches. I put one on each wrist and I put one behind each ear. And wow, when I use 4 of them, it's like, wow. It's like having a head cold and drinking 10 cups of coffee. Okay. So just imagine that feeling. Doesn't that sound like fun? Okay. Before I go any further, I want to thank Wyatt for filling in last week. The whole idea was for me to get some rest. And because of his paperwork, I didn't get any. I still haven't gotten any. I'm still suffering from major burnout.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So if you need to call, you got 2 times during the day you can call. 12 o'clock Central and 2 o'clock Central. That's the best time to call. Now, a lot of people got kicked off the private Telegram group. Why? Okay. Pay attention. Write notes. Write notes. I'm serious. You guys need to pay attention, because the ones that we've had over 500, what do they call them? Fake accounts? What do they call them? Drones, trolls?
Clone accounts, clone.
Yeah. And none of them And then we've had, since we deleted everybody that didn't give us all we want is your name, address, phone number, and your Telegram username. That's all we want. Okay? If you want to be in the private Telegram group, send me an email to chancemusic@yahoo.com and include your name, your address, your phone number, and your Telegram username, and I will send it on to Bernadette. I'm not going to give you Bernadette's email because she would be inundated with requests. So, excuse me. Wow.
Yeah, you got it bad too.
Yep. So anyway, my antibiotics get here tomorrow, and I know I didn't go to the doctor to get them, and I don't believe in antibiotics. I've been treating it with everything, and it's a nasty one. So, but anyway, we'd rather have a smaller group, a higher intelligent group, than people that are asking the same questions over and over and over again. I regretfully have to start charging for my time. 3 questions for $25. Your questions can come by email, chancemusic@yahoo.com. And you will send $25 to Cash App $McFadden Chance. Okay? And there's not going to be any exceptions on this. Uh-oh. My browser's lost connection to the camera. That's weird.
That's crazy. The cable guys don't want you on tonight. They just don't want you on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Doc?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, well, we'll wait for the camera. Oh, wait a minute. Camera went off. Let's try it now. This is live, folks. Otherwise, we'd be editing out my coughs. Okay. So it's $25 for 3 questions. If you have a question about the IRS or a court date or a lawsuit, that's $50. No, the IRS is $100 to help you with I have paperwork. that you can actually send in, and that's $100, and the paperwork's included. And then $50 if you're having house or credit card, lawsuit, court case, $50 for consultation on those. Okay. So I hate to do that, but it's either that or we turn the Telegram page into a pay station. Okay. Because like I reported a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was on one of my chats on Sunday or Tuesday, we had 1,500 members. 1,500 members. That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot of people to keep track of, and 500 of them were fake. Okay, but out of that 1,500 or 1,000, there was, I'm not joking on this, pay close attention, for chats that are shared in church groups all around the world. All across the world, I shouldn't say all around. Right, Brian? All across the world, not all around. Okay. You got it. Okay. And it's just, I mean, I'm all over the place. And people say, oh, I've been listening to you for years. You got great information. And, like Fascinating Brian and Wyatt and blah, blah, blah. The comments, Doc G, is he going to have a beard this week? Is he going to have one next week? We don't know. Okay. But out of all the people that hear us all across the United States, I'm going to tell you how many donations we get. Okay? We got 40 people that donate.
That's
40 out of 1,000 to supposedly 400,000 people that are listening to us across the country, across the flat earth, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So 40 people. You getting it? Okay. Robin, send me an email to chancemusic@yahoo.com. You have to include your name, address, telephone number, and your username for telegrams. I've seen these things pop up on my computer. So now we got the nitty gritty over with. Okay. And even when you go on the Telegram page and you get in on the Tuesday night and the Sunday night chats, you're going to find a lot of times I will repeat myself if it's important. If it's not important, I won't. I usually try to let me explain something to you. Okay? There's a phone call. There's a phone call. Hang on a minute. It's my wife. I got to get rid of her. Hang on.
Okay, good. Yeah, Brian. I'll let you talk. Unmute yourself, though.
Holy cow. I actually finally did what everyone else does for once in my life. Okay. So I'm just going to let you guys know that this is, go ahead, Chance. Yeah, he's back.
He's done
He's
now.
already ready. I didn't even get a
Sorry, you're
chance.
good.
Where was I even at? I don't even know. Okay. I get diarrhea of the mouth. I forget where I'm at. But anyway, I'll finish up on my dissertation about 40 people. These 40 people have gone beyond the call beyond the call of recognition. I mean, if I could give every one of them a golden statue award, I would. These 40 people have gone beyond anything to keep me on the air. And at times you've done the same for Doc G and the station.
Yep.
And what we want from you is what we want to give you tonight is we want to give you our thanks. Because without you, I wouldn't be here. Without you 40, I wouldn't be here. Now, if you guys would like to join the club of 40 and maybe make it 80 or 120 or 240, whatever, feel free to donate, okay? Because we don't get any YouTube money. We won't be getting any of this new platform money except for $1 if you sign up under us. So that's pretty good. I'm counting on the fact that the lady from England says we're getting up to 400,000 people. If we go on this platform, and I assume Doc will be going on that platform because it just works. Excuse me.
Not a problem. How about I give your voice a break? And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to present a very simple and a very unique opportunity for each and every single one of you. You are going to be amazed as to how multidimensional you truly are, and it's all based off your perception. However, I'm going to shift gears because, again, my clairvoyance is always working, and I am very accurate when I talk with people or when I do things in the idea, the scope of source as representing the creator, representing everyone everyone's best interest. Okay. So today I helped a friend. She had some problems with electronics. She had problems with emotions too. And again, there's a lot of things that I repeat because they are super important. So now I'm giving you a little bit of a storytelling. So if you can imagine this person, which me and Chance both know, she's trying to restore her reputation because of the banks, because of what she did under certain scopes and guidelines that she actually had nothing to do directly. It's more indirectly with the deep state or cabal. Super smart. She's super smart. She's clever. She knows how to do the documentation. So she's trying to submit these forms to the DA to restore her reputation because she had a lot of discrepancies and she meets the requirements through whatever regulatory system to where that document can be abolished. And then her energy, the reputation of her sovereignty can be restored so she can get a normal job, just a normal job to actually have assets to keep herself out of survival. So her computer was having problems. She lost the lower bar. She had a lot of astral influences. She was being bombarded by people she knew in her circle that all they wanted was her attention. They had disagreements with her point of view, with a lot of clever ideas. So from the astral side, these people were being used to attack her, to get her attention, her focus, to deviate from the mission that she wanted to accomplish. She was getting distraught. She was getting upset. So the computer wasn't working. She was unable to get back into the document. And people kept bombarding her, this and that. So she called me. I answered the phone. I said, and I reminded her, we don't have to do anything alone ever, ever, ever again. You don't have to. What I'm trying to tell you is you need to work multidimensionally speaking. You call your step council down to you. If you can imagine celestial beings laying their hands on you, right? And then and what they're doing is they're coming down, they're looking at the grid of your energy, the realm that you're at, and they're seeing the energetic discrepancies within the equations, because everything has a frequency or a mathematical equation. And I told her, this is what you're going to do. I said, close the program out, close your computer, put your hand on it, call the step council down, and you say this affirmation. So I gave her the beginning part, she filled in the rest, and then she said, and so it is. I also said, and so it is. And I said, your energy is dropping. Go get some sun. And then for a short walk. And I said, and your 3 central suns will be charged. I told her that. We have 3 suns. The planet has 3 suns too, by the way. We have more than one sun. You just don't know because you're not being taught. Back to the storytelling. She went outside. She left and she said, it's cloudy. And not even a minute passed by and the sun popped out for her to charge her. I said, I told you. I was like, just because it's cloudy doesn't mean that the sun isn't going to be there for you. So the sun popped out. She walked around in the area that she was staying at, a full circle over the motel. And when she got back to her room, close back to her room, the sun went away. The sun served its purpose. And But that's part of it. So I told her, take a break. I said, when you come back, the moment you start it up, everything is going to work for you. Everything is going to work for you. And it did. Everything was back on track. And then she hesitated because something else popped up and she wasn't sure. And I said, your guides are with you. Ask them. And she's like, okay, this one. So she clicked on whatever she needed to so she could have a working speaker or some working program. So in this end of the story, she accomplished getting the documentation. However, there was one specific documentation she needed, and she needed a notary. But because she didn't have a bank, she didn't have a bank account. She doesn't have a bank account. But she needed this in order to restore her credibility. And she went to a bank. I think it was Bank of America. She was sitting in the car getting ready to bawl her eyes out. But before she did that, she did, without me having to tell her, she didn't even call me. She did the affirmation that I said, don't worry, your guides are still with you. They're still with you. And because when she went to the front door of the bank, she couldn't get in. It was locked. And they were still technically open for some reason, but the door was locked. And that's why she sat in the car about to bawl her eyes out. Lo and behold, her mom calls. And she's already dropping in frequency to say, and I'm going to be real. And it was funny because it was perfect timing, and Source is clever in the perfect timing. And the mom said, guess what I'm doing right now? I'm making chicken and rice for 2 bleeping dogs. Right? She doesn't like to cook necessarily for animals. She says, and that crap bag that's sitting in the chair doing nothing because I don't own any dogs, and yet I'm found making freaking dinner for 2 dogs. He's getting a sandwich for dinner. I don't care what the hell he wants or what he asked for. He's getting a damn sandwich. That made her bust out. She was happy. She was laughing. And that brightened her mood. And then the side door opened and a lady waved her in. They saw her about to break down and cry. So they knew she needed something. And she got to go in. She did a little statement. There was a woman there to do a notary. She got the notary done. And the lady said, please make sure next time you need a notary, you have a bank account with us. So within this clever storytelling, what does that tell you? It tells you that Source, the creator, in any given situation, these vessels can be repurposed. So what I saw is her team, step council, one jumped in her mom or said, holler to one of her family members, hey, she's about to break down. Can you go in that mom? Because I'm sure that mom's got something she needs to say, and that will brighten her mood because she's thinking it. And so that idea was given, I'm going to call my daughter because I got something to say and I can't hold it in any longer. So that uplifted her. And then someone stepped in, and I would say about 3 people, and they were given an idea. Hey, there's someone in a car that needs your assistance. There's someone there. So they got imprinted because someone stepped in them to give them an idea, and they came and got her. And then all that mathematical formula, that equation, and its beautiful harmonistic synchronicity, she achieved her goal, her mission. She completed it. She got the notary. Now all she has to do is fax that last paper. And I said, once that's done, it's all done. Just you wait. Your credibility will be restored. I said, you have 2 more missions. And I can promise you this because I am fully aware of how the energy works. They will be done. And they will show that abundance, that reflection, because you decided to believe that you are not singular in your experience from the linearity. You are multidimensional. You can use your tribes, but you have to have a high ethical belief system that family is everywhere in any given realm, and that you can have help anytime you want because it is all based off your perception. Now, I wanted to tell Chance this, but we ran out of time during the show. That is the same thing when you're sick too. So if you say, my family, if they're telling me they're sick and they're dropping my frequency, and then suddenly I'm starting to get sick, you just alter your perception. You say, you know what? I don't want to share in their collective bullshit. They can keep their mucus and their snot and their cold, and I'm going to rub it out of my system and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm good. You keep that. That's all you. Because it's perception. Super important. So when you create the right energy, you change the system, the holographic system, the energy, everything in your bubble, and you're going to get a greater experience and expression. So that's what I wanted to say in that story format. But now I'm going to do a quick show and tell of a very simple, there you go, Chance. A very simple tool that I purchased. Chance purchased too, but I don't know if he got it yet. Did you get your dowsing rods yet? Dowsing rods? Okay. So this is what I got. It's a very simple tool. I got this from Etsy. Okay. This is copper. These are brass. I spent $22. I love it. I love it. And I'm going to show you the proof as to how real it works in frequency. You're going to be like, oh God, this show's about to go supernatural. Okay. Now I'm going to say a question. And when they cross like this, like an X, that means a yes. When it's like this, it's a no. So watch carefully, everyone. This is magic. And as you can see, I'm not manipulating them. They move on their own because they're in little holsters. I just put my fingers together, just like this. Now, be amazed. Is source real? Oh, God, my arms are shaking. Oh. Jesus. Sorry, I did weights. Like I lifted weights, so my arms are tired. Here we go.
Tuck your elbows in, Brian.
No, yeah, I'm tucking my elbows in. Okay. Is source, creator, real? So it's all about your belief system, but usually when you can ask over and over again, are there representations of source? I'm not doing it. Thank you for answering the question. And I'm not moving it out of the way. So it did cross. Sorry, I can angle the camera down. There we go. So you can ask a question. So I'll ask if everyone has spirit guides. And then you're going to know you have no privacy whatsoever. Okay, everyone? You're going to love this. Does everyone have spirit guides? I'm asking my spirit guides if they would tell everyone or let me know if everyone has spirit guides. Yes or no? Look at that. Okay, I am not doing any of this. Thank you very much for answering my question. You can please undo the X. Again, I'm just holding the rods, not moving them. They're undoing it themselves. So, didn't do it. See, look, didn't move my wrists. They swivel themselves. So, this is a good tool to get to know your spirit guides, to ask questions, to be more creative in your visualization. Okay. Also, you can vet the outliers too, because I always script. Before I begin, I say, in the name of transparency, in the highest of ethics and love and, whatever idea, transparency, there you cannot lie, you cannot give falsehoods, no false light, no darkness, and then you can ask your questions to guides. And then you're getting your guides. You will know you're getting the right information that benefits you the most. So it's a powerful tool to break your shell. And this is really important for those of you that get those tools. You can ask about the Jesus character, and I guarantee you're gonna be shocked when you get the answer. And I would encourage you to say, okay, and same with Yeshua. So who's the true Christ? You can ask that. And then you can ask all questions about the Bible. And some of you, you're going to take these things and you would probably throw them away. I'm just going to be real. You'd probably throw them away. But energy doesn't lie when you speak on behalf of Source and its truth, or the truth of Christ. Important to understand, because words carry so much weight and have so much power. And all of you take these ideas for granted. You just don't understand how powerful you as Homo sapiens are. And I did post a video of Kim Gogan. That is another person I would encourage you to go on BitChute, type her name, and listen, starting from the previous 2-week video, Behind Tariffs, to learn and understand exactly how the game board functions, how everything has been working from a holographic to interstellar to the regressive AIs to shadow realms and everything. Because you're thinking your bubble is your only world, your only realm. It is not. It is a very complex soup. So please take the initiative to be more in your self-discovery, in your sovereignty, and keep moving forward without judgment. I'll leave it back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we have Joseph from Armor Studios.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
All
Yes.
right, good. Hello, everybody. My name is Joseph, and I'm the founder of Armor Studios. I hope everyone's having a good evening. Chance, thank you for the invite to the show.
Tell us all about what you're doing and what we're going to be doing with you.
Well, everybody, I have created a new platform. For too long, the social media companies have had a stronghold on the industry, and it hasn't been about social media. It's all been about collecting your information. It's plain and simple. It's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to admit, but it's true. I have created a brand new platform. It's at armorstudios.network. It is a subscription-based platform. With that in mind, it is $20 a month. There's no ads and there's no trackers. I do not collect any information. You, as the content creator, own all your posts, all the content that you post. You don't have to worry about being shadow banned. Obviously, we all have to follow the law. And as long as you follow the law, you can post what you may. And this is a place where collaboration starts. So creators, come one, come all. And the whole thing with the platform is it's a TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook all in one. And we're currently testing our software to also have a YouTube-based platform with channels and videos. So earlier, when Chance was talking about having a place to put all of his videos, we'll be able to host all that for Chance if he so decides.
Oh yeah, I want to go with it. It's I didn't know what you looked like. Okay.
I don't normally do video, Chance, so
thank you. Well, listen, if they'll look at this ugly mug, they'll look at anybody, and you're
ain't that the truth? And so with that being said, with that $20 a month, it includes access to the entire platform. So it's not just to the messaging platform. There's going to be a private group chat. So like how Chance has a private Telegram channel, everybody can have their own group. So if everybody wants to, it's $20 US. And my payment gateway will convert your currency. So if you're in Australia and use the Australian dollar, if you're in England and use the pound sterling, if you're in France and use the France dollar, or you're in Germany and use the franc, or if you just want to use the euro, it doesn't matter. I take over 130 different currencies, and we're in over 100 different countries. We have patents and trademarks pending. I just want to let everybody else know that. So no ads forever. I raise my right hand. It's my right hand right here. No ads for the lifetime of the platform. That's why it's subscription based. So everybody has their own skin in the game. There's no trackers. There's not really going to be any cookies other than when you open up a browser, because every time you go to a website, it'll put a cookie on there, and all that cookie is doing is just going to speed up your experience. I don't collect any addresses. I don't collect anything. When you put your name and your credit card into the site, that's all secured on our payment processor, and they are totally secure, and they keep all that. So this is all about content. That's all this is going to be about. And if people want to come out and create their own YouTube, you can do that. You can have your own channel. It doesn't matter. It's time that social media gets back to what it is, being social. We need a place where we can all connect. And that's what's been lacking, because you have all these different platforms. And what do they want? They want your information, and they want your geolocation. Okay. We don't do geolocation. We don't need, we like, the only thing that's stored on the server is your username and password. Got to store that, or you can't log in, and you can't create your own content at Armor Studios. So with that being said, I've created this so everybody has an equal place to create their own content. And however far you take it is up to you. There's no, oh, well, this person has more content, this person has less content. It doesn't matter. It just does not matter. So just come one, come all, and enjoy. And my email, if anybody has any questions on sign up or is having trouble on sign up, go ahead and write this down. It is admin Alpha Delta Mary India November at armorstudios.net. I had to get out my phonetics out there. Appreciate all the veterans out there. Hopefully I spelled all that right. But yeah, so it's admin at armorstudios.net, which is different from the platform, which is .network. So again, the platform is armorstudios.network. So NETWORK. And then the email is just .net. And I will try and answer everybody's email in a timely manner. And that goes directly to my phone. So when I hear it go off, I will do my best to answer it. I do like to sleep sometimes. So if I don't get back to you right away, it's probably because I'm sleeping. Just, it's how it goes. I can see the chat on my phone. So if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to do so. And, hopefully by the time Chance is ready to come over, our YouTube will be up and running. And that will have its own player, kind of what you guys are used to now. And maybe we can get everybody on 4K, because we'll be able to do 4K streaming. So we can see more of that beautiful mug that Chance has in 4K instead of HD. That'll be great for everybody, right, Chance?
I gotta say.
So I want to make a comment here about Texas Pureblood. She says, I think it's a woman. I'm not sure. Texas Pureblood says, sorry, I'm not on this chat to buy anything. First patches, now buy. Okay. Well, that's your privilege. If you don't like the content, then don't listen. Okay?
Well, I don't think it's that necessarily. It's like the context. I understand what he's saying, but he's also getting, and this is my question to him. So you're giving the opportunity for them to bypass things that have been unnecessary ever since they've been implemented when they weren't there originally, when, like, for example, when YouTube started, right? Where you had the freedom to create. That's what he's saying. That means you can create, you can have your group chats there, right? And there's no regulation except for what is mandated. But at the same time, you're honoring this holistic ethical format, right? Because you're not there to destroy each other or devour each other and be vicious. You're there as a community. That is what you're saying.
That is completely right there, Brian. And it's all about content. We need to get back to content. We need to be back a community and supporting each other. Oh, and we also have an app on the Android, Google Play, and we have an app on the iOS store. That's live right now. But you have to sign up through the browser. I'll be 100% about that. But once you do that, then you'll have access to the app. The app download is free. So there is something free here, just because everybody's saying, I don't want to buy anything. I get it. I do. But in order to bring this to the world and to be able to do this and to get away from the construct and the change to bind us to the system, this was the best way I thought would be to go forward. And in return, the price is never going to go up. I'm on here right here tonight that it's $20 a month for life. That it's not going to go up. We're not going to come back at you and be like, oh, well, we need this or we need that. I'm a real honest person about that. I got to be able to sleep at night. I got to be able to put my head on the pillow. Okay, this is a community. This is where content is. I can't stress that enough. So Brian is very correct on that one. Okay, I don't know how many people remember MySpace or YouTube or Facebook before ads. I know Doc G's laughing at me. I know, Doc. I'm aging myself. Okay, this is just for men up here, so I'm right there with you. Okay, this is all natural here. Anyways, go ahead, Brian.
Oh, I was going to say, so like you can assume, like let's imagine his platform's going to take off, and if he is of the same mindset like we all are in transparency, he'll probably even say, hey, guess what? I had some very lucrative offers and I've declined, because that is usually what happens when platforms take off. When they are, the more transparent they are in a very holistic affair, you can almost be rest assured that someone at some point down the road is going to come to them so they could take over what he created.
That's very true, Brian. And I will tell you right now, looking you guys all dead in the eye right now, all my own money into this. No venture capitals, not even a single angel investor. I have kept that from the beginning. This is completely my platform. I own it through and through. Nobody can take it away. Nobody can stop it. I have a legal team that I have paid a lot to, but we are U.S. based. I have international lawyers on standby through the law and through trademarks. So, and they're all believers, and I've all paid them out of my own pocket. They know that. So they don't have to answer to any investors. They don't have to answer to any venture capitals. They have to answer to me and me alone. And they're all about this. It took me a long time to assemble the legal team and to actually find some decent attorneys out there, as we can all imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but rest assured, my team, myself, we're all holistic, soul-based, universal platform, and that's why I say, come one, come all, because it's time for us to do this. And with that being said, I'm not even asking anybody to leave the other platforms. Come try out the platform, but you'll be leaving your other platforms because you'll want to get away from all the nonsense, and you want a place where you can just create, get back to being a human without all the nonsense out there. So again, no ads, no trackers. What you post is what you post, and you own it. I encourage everybody to go read the terms of service. It's all in plain English. There's some legal speak in there because obviously there has to be, but go through it and read it, and you'll see how easy it is to You own the content. Everything is yours. And, minus a few laws in here and there, especially like in Europe, I think it's a GDPR, and but the site's GDPR compliant. So anybody in Europe watching right now, you're good to go. And I've tried to make this as easy as possible because in the last 25 years, I have had zero social media. So a little backstory about me. I've never had Facebook. I've never had Instagram. I've never had TikTok. I've never had any of that. And to go from zero social media to running my own social media company, it's been a big undertaking. But when social media first came back out in the late 90s, early 2000s, we were all promised this community thing, and that got taken away from us all very quickly. I know I'm kind of dating myself out there, but it's just it's time for us to come together and to do it in our own way. We all don't need to agree. We can all agree to disagree. We all don't need to hold hands, but we all need a place to at least communicate and at least talk. Okay. And then after that conversation, if we still don't agree, then disagree. But you have your place, I have my place, and there you go. So it's pretty easy. So I hope everybody's going to enjoy it. And Doc, do you have a question?
I got a question real quick. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
As the software or the social network expands,
yes,
servers need more space because you get more people. Are you allocating for that? Is it upgrading as you go? I know you say you ain't going to charge us anymore, but sometimes there's
no. I won't, because the more that come, the more money you make, and then all that money just goes back in, because I'm all about creating the largest. To be honest, in a year or two, I want to Armor Studios versus Facebook knockout 3-minute one heavyweight championship boxing fight. I'm going up against them, and so Armor Studios will go up against Facebook, and our video platform is going to be called Studio One. So then it's going to be Studio One versus YouTube. Okay, and no ads ever on the video platform either. I'll tell you that right now, eye to eye, right here. No ads on the video platform. And as far as your upgrade, yes. Right now, we're good to go up to 500,000 users. And then after that, I have a roadmap to 5 million after that. And then we have the roadmap to 1 billion. So I'm going for 1 billion users here, at least.
The reason why I asked you that is because I checked into a Roku channel for ourselves, right?
Yes.
And I was going to purchase another channel. We had 2 channels in the past, and they were really successful. Just that we were given the wrong information, and they didn't give us the right information to proceed and keep it going. So my thoughts were, as long as I can expand, without hurting the database of the people, and bringing the people in is not a problem.
Correct.
It's keeping the people there. It's making them happy. It's providing a good service, which is what you're saying.
Yes.
And it's also something brand new. This is like Facebook when it first started, right? In my eyes.
Minus the evilness.
Right.
Yeah, and there's no tit for tat. That's the problem. Tit for tat.
This right here, this is Armor Studios. So I'm talking to you guys right now. I have a team behind me, but as far as you're concerned there, Doc G, I got the network as long as you got the content.
Beautiful. I got a lot of content. Don't be chance. We got 4 or 5 shows a week that we can put on there. Not only this show, but 4 other 5 or other shows that we do a week.
Right.
Plus other shows that we do.
Right.
So, yeah, it's unlimited content for us.
Right. And, there's unlimited growth for us. I'm all about growing this. I'm not about, okay, well, I'm going to be good at 10,000 users and I'm just going to go sell off into the sunset. No, I want Armor Studios to be a household name and Armor Studios to be a house of good. That's where this is going.
There's a question for you too.
Yeah.
By the way.
So how do we find new people to resonate with? Well, as more and more people join the web, armorstudios.network, that's how this is all going to grow word of mouth. I'm not going out and getting advertisers, because then I got to answer the advertisers. Yes, there is a mobile app. Let me answer that. So,
okay, yeah,
Apple users, go to your app store. We're on there right now. Android users, go to the Play Store. We're on there right now. And so the mobile app has everything that the website can do except the video calling. Okay. So we have video calling, but it's browser to browser. Doesn't matter your device. So once you're logged in, you get signed up, you can do video to video calling, browser to browser. There is no video calling in the app. I'll be very clear about that. That is going to be a future upgrade. So sign up. All right, there's my sales pitch. Anyway,
right. Listen, I got a couple things I want to say.
Let me answer this question real quick, Chance. Right now, Mr. Humphreys, we're in the startup phase. So tell everybody you know. And that's how we're going to grow this, is completely word of mouth. I want this to be very organically grown. I don't want to have to be beholden to investors or advertisers. Because if I go get advertisers, they're going to want analytics. And then once they get their hand in the cookie jar, it's not going to come back out. So we're going to
try to control everything.
Yeah. We're gonna control. I'm going to control everything, and we're gonna grow this organically. That's how this works. A community builds a village builds a town builds a city, and then all of a sudden, we have a happy planet again. So that's how this is going to work. So you want people to be on ArmorStudios.network? Bring with you, and you want to keep your other social medias? That's fine. But once you see how peaceful it is and what social media is meant to be, everybody is going to see an Armor Studios logo instead of an F or the camera for Instagram or, TikTok or whatever. We got you covered. On there, you can upload videos like an Instagram story. There's that. We have a marketplace. There's that. There's a built-in wallet, so you guys can sell things to each other. Okay, so that's pretty neat. Okay. And then you can also upload your own business page. You can have your own videos. There's also MP3s. We're testing that out too, because I know.
I love that. Because I'm a music artist, so I love to put my music out there.
Yeah, and so it's a private studio. So as long as there's no copyright infringements, I'm completely okay with it. I'll be, like I said, this has to be lawful, not legal, but lawful. Yes, right now, tonight, everybody watching, we just put one step in front of our left, right foot in front of the other, and we're coming for Facebook. That's what we're doing, and we're going to do it the right.
Let me explain one thing. I interrupt you for just 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead, Chance. Go ahead.
Hey, Joseph, there's a difference between legal and lawful. The word legal, the word legal means, according to, is without God. Lawful is with God.
Yes, okay. And I am with God.
Yeah. So
I live in soul every day. There's no other way to live.
If you want to be on the side of Admiralty Maritime Courts and all the human trafficking that they are doing, then you will be on the legal side. Yeah. Facebook's awful. It used to be fun. It's awful now. I'm so disgusted, and I'm probably going to set up my own pages for my business and my personal pages on there too.
Right.
On your platform too. It'll take me some time.
Right.
I do want to address one thing, Joseph. I can't. Yeah. Okay. I understand, Lisa. Boy,
I do too. And when you're ready, Lisa, when you're able to, come on. The door's always open.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that our entity itself is going to be solely on the Armor platform. I'm sure as long as Doc is still going to he'll do YouTube for however long he can. There's always BitChute. There's a lot of other entities that will be able to house us. Even if you don't get to see us live, remember, we're trying to change an algorithm that has no benefit for us. And the reason why is, and I know many of you may not understand it, but through these commercials, through these ideas, there are frequencies in there that aren't good for us. There are a lot of ideas that are detrimental to us through these social programmings. And the reason why I know, because all you guys have to do is just go watch Running Man once again, the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and pay attention closely to the show host and what he says. And I do mean every single word, even all the way to the
Awesome.
very ending of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, Richard Dawson was awesome in that
He
role.
was good, but he was very yeah.
Joseph, you're a very interesting guest. Don't be surprised if I don't call you and ask you to be on the show again. Okay.
That question is it's month to month. There's no contracts. You can pay 1 month and then you can cancel 1 month. When you pay for the whole month, you will get service for the whole month. And then if you cancel, then your access will stop. And then your billing date starts on the day you sign up. So if you signed up today, which is the 18th, it'd go the 18th to the 18th. But it's month to month, no contracts. Because go ahead, Doc. I see you raising your hand.
I was gonna say, will you lose anything if you decide to cancel for like a couple months in between? Can you lose your your videos and stuff?
The
like
account
that
information.
Oh no, you won't. That'll stay on the server. So as long as you don't delete your account, that stays. So let's say, in the summertime, but between like Memorial Day and Labor Day, if you guys want to cancel and actually be human and interact in real life, go ahead, go do that. That'd be great, and your stuff will be there when you get back, and I want people to understand there's no pressure. I know, subscription. I understand a big wall goes up when I say subscription, but that's the only way to build this organically, like I'm doing. Because if I had ads, then I'm no better than Facebook, and I'd be wasting everybody's time tonight. I'd just be another great guest on Chance's show, but I wouldn't have any substanceness or a higher frequency to offer you, okay, and to enrich your life. So I understand. I had to have my own internal battles when I was starting this, to even be on social media. And then I was like, okay, how do I do this? And I was like, okay. And I went round and round with myself for about a month before I actually launched this to, okay, you know what? I'll go tell the world, and who can come can, and who doesn't want to, don't. It's a revolving door. You want to pay for a month, cancel for 3 months, come back for a month. It's all up to you what you want to do. I just want you to have a place where you can come be social with other people, especially like-minded people, and a place where your content's safe. You're not going to get shadow banned. So when it says you have 100 friends, you actually have 100 friends.
Wow.
And I'm not going to go and say you only have 72 friends, so you go get 28 more friends, and then you have 128 friends. So all that information, those analytics are on there. So when you see what you see, it's what you get. And like I said, from now and for as long as the platform goes, it's a flat fee month to month. So please come for a lifetime, come month to month. Like I said, it's up to you guys. But
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing everybody.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very informative.
Awesome. You're a heck of a guy. I like your presentation. I like the fact that you look. When I talked to you, and all I had was your voice on the other end of the phone. Of course, I got a head cold. I thought,
yeah. Hey, Chance, one quick, Jim. Yes, it's reoccurring. So once you sign up, it'll just bill you. So Jim, if you signed up right now, the 18th of every month, it'll come out automatically. And it's just a flat 20. It's not going to be like 20 this or 20 that. It's just $20. So you're good to go.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad you're not the little wimpy little geek I thought you were going to be, and
yeah.
Social media. Listen, you're a manly man, and you know what you want to do, and I like your determination, and I can tell by your facial expressions. Plus, there ain't no fooling me because I'm an empath. Okay,
right.
So just I smell bullshit a week before it gets here.
Right.
I'm just going to say congratulations, because I know this is going to take off, because he's got, I'd say celestial support behind his idea. It's to break the discontinuum of all this garbage that we're all experiencing, because it is ridiculous.
Yes, the freight train has left the depot and it ain't stopping, Brian.
Yeah.
And it's carrying celestial coal, so we're good to go. We're powered by the celestial.
All right. Well, listen, thanks so much. I got another guest coming on here.
All right, I appreciate everybody's time tonight. It's armorstudios.network, and we're on the app stores. Thank you.
Okay. See ya.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks,
God
guys.
bless.
You too. God bless.
That was refreshing. That was refreshing.
Really good.
I told you I had a feeling about this guy, didn't I, Doc? I said this is it. This is the guy. This is where we need to go park our car in his parking lot. Okay, really good. A lot of energy. You guys feel the energy? I felt it.
Well,
I felt the entrepreneurship.
Here's something I thought real quick. Hold on, Brian. When he gets his platform up and running, there's going to be a lot of competition out there. You know, all these other companies out there. So they may not decide to close down or reduce, because he is going to make them think about losing people. Look at MySpace. It's nothing. It's no more. It's gone, right? He's going to make them think. And there's going to be people that go to his platform that are going to truly be what they need to be, which is like free. Like you said, everything is, it's subscription based, but it's subscription based only for the allowment of as many videos as you want, as many channels as you want. I mean, this is absolutely great.
So what you're basically saying, Doc, is like the same principle that you should have never taken the cracker and the barrel from the icon.
Yes. That was totally crazy.
Well, now, don't forget the old man. They took the old man from it too. Come on.
Right.
Well, that's why I said the cracker.
And guess who they take care of?
He's a cracker.
That's the target audience.
Okay.
The ladies are here, my friend.
All right, let's have the ladies.
Here they are. And
Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Do you see this? Do you see this?
Yay.
Do you see this?
You sure do.
Okay. Now I've got on this hand right here. I've got an Aeon. AEON on that spot. Now, why do I have it on that spot? Well, I'm going to show you.
We kind of match.
Okay, that's how I hold my phone. Okay, and that part of my hand has developed what I would call a very painful bruise or a swelling. Okay, I don't know what it is. But since I started putting that on that particular location, what I'm experiencing is no discomfort. And I've only been doing it 4 days. Okay. I'm no discomfort, but before it was hurting all the time. It was always sore. Now there's no discomfort. Now I don't know what the AEON is supposed to be doing particularly, because I don't read. I just use. I'm too busy. Okay. I keep telling my grandson, everything's about details, son. Everything's about details. And I don't pay any attention to details myself. Okay.
Oh, good.
So I'm terrible. Okay. So anyway, that's what that is. Now these you can see the other two patches are my energy patches, which just came in today. Two behind my ear, and I got two on my wrists, because I feel even with a head cold, I feel like I've drank 10 cups of coffee.
Because of the energy enhancer.
Yeah. And it's 1 day.
So
1 day.
I can explain kind of what's going on with you in terms of the fact that you feel like you've had multiple cups of coffee. Because energy enhancer, of course, it enhances your energy, but it also improves and regulates your lymphatic system, which is tied to your immune system. So it's going to move the energy through your body more quickly. It's going to boost your energy. It's going to boost your immune system. And it's also going to help with your heart rate variability, which that just means that it makes your heart more elastic so it doesn't get stuck idling high or low. It can respond to, fight or flight response. If you need to jet, your heart rate will jump up. And then as soon as you're done running, and you sit down, then it'll come back down to a normal where it's supposed to be. The Eon patch that you were talking about, having a little bother there on your wrist, I have one in a similar spot to yours next to my energy enhancer. For me, it's because I burned my hand as I was putting in a pizza in the oven yesterday. So I'm like, okay, I want that to quickly get rid of that, right? But for you, the Eon patch is an anti-inflammatory. It's a master antioxidant that's going to bring down inflammation. It's going to balance your left brain and the right hemisphere so that before you wear Eon, your brain is out of balance, but now it's going to get into balance. It's going to lower your cortisol and your C-reactive proteins, which are those are elements in your body that are present when you are stressed, you're frustrated, you have anxiety, if you have PTSD. It's when your adrenals turn on and start dumping cortisol because you're in a stressful situation and it doesn't feel good. It can feel temporarily good if you have it short term. It's supposed to go back down after a period of time, unless you're under constant stress. So this is going to balance you. It's going to lower those two things so that you feel calm, alert, but calm. That's what's going on.
All righty. Now,
hold on. I got something else that we need to discuss because he's about to take antibiotics because he has a chest cold and it won't clear up. So you need glutathione on your chest and you want carnosine on your chest. The Eon would be good there. And in my opinion, ever since I started putting I already took it off because it's been past 12 hours, but my X49, I put on the thumb line right here on my wrist and it stopped that bruise. It does feel like a bruise. I totally agree with you because I will hold my cell phone in his hand. And it's like we're cocking our hand like that. Well, that puts pressure on that muscle right there. So I totally get putting the Eon there, but since you have a chest cold, I would recommend you put those patches better on your chest. And then honey is a natural antibiotic, honey and garlic together. Or you can even do, if you happen to have I don't know if Longevity has this, but like doTERRA has their On Guard. One of the other ones, what is it? What's the other oil company? They have Thieves. Those are natural antibiotics, and oregano is a natural antibiotic as well as an antifungal. And those you can get capsules, and you just take a dose that is high, but you have to ease into it because oregano can really mess your stomach up. But you want to do 3 capsules a day, morning, noon, night, and then 2 in the morning, 1 in the lunchtime, 2 at night. And you do 1-1-1 for 2 or 3 days. Then you increase it to 2-1-1, 2-1-1, and then 2-1-2, 2-1-2. And then you back it down the same way. And that is a full antibiotic dose.
And would a drop of oregano oil work in coffee?
Don't put it in
substitute.
Yeah, don't put it in coffee. Put it in water, and then you have to shake it. Either shake it really well in a closed container, or you're going to want to put it in a blender because you don't want that entire drop of oregano oil to hit anywhere inside your body because it'll burn. It really will burn. So what you want to do is you want that little drop to turn into 1,000 or 1,000,000 little droplets. And so to do that, you just shake it really violently in a mason jar or a water bottle, or put it in a blender or a Ninja.
I have one of those little handheld one of these.
And then you go ahead, you drink that, and then you'll be fine. And it'll knock out a lot of stuff, not just whatever infection, parasites. It's kind of a more broad spectrum natural antibiotic, especially with the garlic.
Yeah, I'm using about half of what you talked about already. Mm-hmm. But when I get something like this is nowhere near what I usually get in the wintertime. But in the wintertime, it gets so bad I lose my voice, and I feel like I got a Sherman tank on my chest, But
go through that this time.
Anyway, that's time I get out the cinnamon and a little shot of whiskey, and what else do I put in it? I can't remember. Anyway, I make a hot toddy, and it's and it really it helps things move along, and it helps things it helps me so I could sleep and everything. Now, Lillian, you've got your phone number up there. Now, do you have that phone number up for a particular reason?
Just in case, because sometimes the viewers like to text or leave a voice message where it transcribes it into text. That's all.
Okay.
And then everybody knows they're supposed to mention Chance, which everybody's been pretty good about mentioning. Chance Doc G promo, because that's ongoing, not just for the audience members, but anybody that they refer are also going to get the Chance Doc G promo. And those of your listeners who have gone directly to your site already realize it's not on the LifeWave site, your site. If they call customer service, they can't get it. It's only through Chance, which is why it's so important to mention the Chance Doc G promo and to email Chance. And I tell people now in the chat, email Chance at chancemusic@yahoo.com. Put your cell phone, put your full name, and put what city, country, or time zone you're in, so we have an idea, because we don't know if you're in North America. We don't know if you're in New Zealand or Australia, if you're in Europe. So let us know, so because sometimes we play. I'm trying to save us time, because we've gone back and forth with a few people where like we still don't have a way to contact them other than email. And with Australia, why it's like 17 hours ahead of us. So it could be 2-3 days before we actually like connect. So I'm trying to streamline it so that we're more efficient. Okay. And then also when you email us, we always include not only my numbers in there, but Ann's numbers in there also.
Yep. Because sometimes it's faster to reach us texting if it's during the day, especially if I'm at the dental office. Then I usually will text back when I have a minute, and I'll say I'm at work. Lillian might be able to help you sooner. But if they email, then I always tag Lillian in the response so that she sees it in case I can't get to you right away.
Yeah. And the number one email is chancemusic@yahoo.com. We want to make sure you guys know that you're able to just email him so that he has that. And it's a nice control system, because now it comes through email. Then we have that chat. All three of us can take care of you.
Okay.
But just remember too, you can also we have special promotions from time to time on this?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I remember I got some free patches or something like that. I can't remember.
You got a free energy enhancer, and in fact, I've been talking to Ann about this, because when I just got back from Florida last Wednesday, and we did an SP6 promo, which really helped a lot of people. Yeah. And so I'm thinking of extending that SP6 promo or relaunching it, because right now it's off. But I think I'm going to make an executive decision to go ahead, and anybody who gets started between now and the next show, that you'll get a free SP6 with your purchase. That would be mailed from me to you. So as soon as we enroll you, whether Ann's putting you either in Chance's back office or Doc G or Brian or Wyatt's back office, then once we know that, we see your member ID, we have a valid, someone who's valid, as beginning, then I have your address, of course, because I can see you in the back office, and then I'll mail it directly. It'll be coming from California. So it's not coming with the LifeWave order, because this is a separate promo. Okay.
Okay. That sounds great.
So let me tell them what SP6 does.
Go ahead.
Okay. So SP6, okay. I'll just tell you at first, when you go to the LifeWave site, a lot of people talk about this as the weight loss patch, like for appetite and craving suppressants. And that seems to be the big push globally for this patch, but this patch is so much more than that. So yes, it does that. If your digestion is one where you crave a lot of sugar or salt or whatever kind of food, it will suppress your cravings and your appetite, because your digestion is out of sorts. That's why you're having those cravings. But that patch also regulates your autonomic nervous system. That means that all the nerves in your brain that travel down your spinal column, the nerves go into your autonomic nervous system through your spinal cord to signal your entire body down to every fingertip that you have, all the way down your legs and your arms. It's your ability to feel things and to transmit the literal light energy throughout your body. It's like electricity for your house. Okay. So regulating your autonomic nervous system. Then I want you to just picture, because you guys don't have to look at your belly button right now, but if you look at your belly button and in your mind's eye, play pretend and make believe, what is it that's behind that belly button? Well, you have your stomach. So that reminds you it's for your digestive system. You have your reproductive organs, whether you're a male or a female. So it's going to regulate your reproductive organs, and your reproductive organs are tied to your hormones, your endocrine system. So it's going to regulate that too. So those three things that are behind your belly button, it's going to regulate and rebalance that while also resetting your autonomic nervous system. Very powerful patch. And the funny name SP6 comes from spleen 6 acupuncture point, which is on your left leg, about 4 finger widths below the bump on your knee, a little to the left of the shin bone. So you don't have to wear it exclusively there. You can wear it preferably on the left side of the body, but we always do patch placement things to you. So I hope that helps. And I think a lot of you will be excited to use that patch for the reasons that I mentioned.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes more because if I don't say something about the X20, I am just ecstatic to get the X20. I'm not going to get mine until October, and
it's so exciting.
Let's talk about the X20. Tell us why we should spend $5,000 on a water machine.
Okay, so first, just go to my Facebook page and look at all the infrared people drinking it. You're physically watching before your eyes what it does in infrared time, as well as people giving live testimonies of what it's doing for them. And so that's one. Two, I have had the most supple skin. Guys, I've only had it since Monday. I had my first, well, we had a first glass Monday night, but first full day was Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then today's Thursday. So I've only had it 3 days in a row, and my hands are very supple. They don't feel as veiny as they were because the skin's plumping. It's nice and shiny, has a nice shine to it. My cuticles, for a change, instead of being dry, they're actually moist. And this is just from drinking the water. I've done nothing else different. Matter of fact, my hands were in gloves all day today and yesterday. Usually they're super dry, but they're moist. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So just that little bit. Then when I lean over, usually women, we get really wrinkly and crepey right here. I leaned over the other day and I looked in the mirror and I went, oh, it's looking smoother already. So when they say it super hydrates you, it super hydrates you.
It really
wow,
does.
so I look forward to getting my girlish figure back then, right?
And please do share Christy Nettles' story, which she's on here. This is Leah, your daughter, which you just posted her drinking the water. I'm going to see if I can find Christy. There she is. You guys got to go watch this on Facebook.
I've seen it. I saw
yesterday, and then it was 2 days ago, her first time drinking the water, and then yesterday. Would you share with them what Christy shared?
Well, she came over a little bit ago because she was like, I need some more water. And she said 2 days in a row, pain-free. She has metal rods in her back from an accident and has been in pain for years now, every day. And she's stiff. She's very tall. She's 6'3". And so she's very lanky and her joints are sore. Between that, her diabetes and her, she had an infection in her toe because she'd stopped wearing the patches. And that's not why she got the infection. I'm not saying that. I'm saying she had an infection in her toe. She had not been wearing her patches, period. And then as soon as we found out she was admitted into the hospital and they wanted to cut her toe off, I called my friend Belinda because she lives in the same town, which is just 40 miles from here. And I said, she just happened to be up in Crestview, and they took her to the hospital there. And so I said, Belinda, will you run up to the hospital and take some patches up there and have Christy put them on? And here's the doctor's letter so that the doctors can't say anything. So they said she could wear the patches, and she put the patches on, and they wanted to cut her toe off, and they were adamant about cutting her toe off. And Christy goes, well, wait a minute, just a minute here. So in equity, she explains to them how they're her fiduciary because she gave them her name, social, and date of birth. And next thing she knows, they are catering to her, and they're not cutting her toe off. They're giving her any test she wants done. And they determined that they still think the toe is going to have to come off, but they will honor her wishes and let her do IV therapy. So they kept her for a week in the hospital doing IV, and then they sent her home with home care and showed her how to hook herself up and left a line in her. And it wasn't a pick line, but they because it was, and they changed it, I guess, every 2 weeks. They just changed veins. But she did it herself for 5 weeks at home, and she patched every day. She put the patches on religiously, and the doctors were shocked. They just knew they were going to be cutting her toe off. And they're like, those antibiotics aren't going to work. Da, 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 da. Well, it worked. And she gives the credit to the patches. She said, I don't think if I had not been wearing and she was wearing Fantastic Five, she said, if I had not been wearing those patches, I don't think I would have had the same outcome. So she religiously wears her patches now and drinks her water and is going great. I'm sorry, what did you say, Brian?
I'm sorry. And now their vacation home isn't being paid for thanks to your daughter.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is the second day that she drank the water, she noticed that the insulin, she has to put like an emergency insulin shot. That's a fast acting insulin shot. She hasn't needed it.
Mm-hmm. 2 days in a row now.
Yeah. Her glucose is 124, which is pretty good because we want it to be between like 95 to like 110 or so. She's like, that's pretty impressive.
Hers was 186 on average.
Yeah.
And so that was her 186 to 2 something. And then when she woke up the other day, it was 125. So she shows that. And she said, it hasn't been, when I wake up, it is not that. And so she said that was great. And then she went and had her breakfast, and she even wrote down what she had for breakfast. And it dropped to 105.
Yeah, I have the picture. Anne posted this with her. That's one, shows you what it was. It's reversed, but you could read that it's 124. And here it is 105.
Yep. No insulin needed.
No insulin needed.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And
so she's definitely thrilled.
Good. She actually felt good, and her face looked more refreshed the second day of drinking.
And her eyes, they were like glowing. They were so bright. So, yeah. Yeah, some good stuff, though. Good stuff happening.
Well, I can't wait to get my water machine, so
I'll be moving up close to you, Chance.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have an empty apartment upstairs, Brian, so, you come on,
Oh, hold on. My husband's from Iowa, and he had a joke for you, Chance. You know what Iowa stands for, right? No. Idiots out walking around.
He told me that when I was there. I'm like, no.
Actually, there's a lot of truth to that. Because most of them are NPCs or either brilliant.
Okay, yeah. We're not offending authentic, people that have wisdom, critical thinking and stuff.
You have to remember, my husband's a bartender and a scrub tech, so he always has to have the jokes coming. Yeah, he's very funny. And he's from Iowa, so he's claiming it.
Okay, yeah, so he has the right to vet that idea.
What part of Iowa is he from?
Dubuque.
Dubuque, home of the
Tri-State Mississippi River.
Diamond Joe Casino. I've played at the casino many times. Yes.
Yes, okay. And the clock tower pizza.
The water machine sell for? Oh my God! You have to ask price. It's terrible. It's terrible. But what is your health worth? It's $5,000, and they have a payment plan available in October for $200 a month, and I am signing up for it because if I have to go out and bag groceries to pay for that $200 a month, I will do it, because what price do I put on my health?
How much do you value yourself?
I value myself enough to work a couple of jobs to pay for the water machine.
And here's one of the things. So, like, for example, I have several of my teammates here in town. So, like, my daughter drives over in the morning, drops her dog off for us to doggy sit, but she grabs her glass of water. Then Christy comes over. I had 3 people I've already delivered water to. So I like let them, they can just come over and fill up. And when it's time for my, instead of being 6 months, it's probably going to be 3 months when I have to change the filter. But I'll be like, hey, just put $1 in the tip jar like once a week or something. And by the time it's time for me to get the new filter,
It'll pay for itself.
That's appropriate. That is appropriate because, you
Because it
know,
costs.
terms and conditions, if you're assisting somebody, there has to be an equal exchange no matter what.
Yeah.
Nothing should be given free anymore. There has to be a harmonious. I mean, what do you think the bartering system there was
That's right.
around long ago?
I mean, that was how we all paid for stuff back in the day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and it's the same thing. And we have a gal, one of the senior directors, where she took her machine, even though they tell us that you can't move the machine because it'll void out the warranty, but she is charging $5 a glass, and people are happily paying it. And of course, they want to buy the machine, but the machine is not available for the public. It's still rolling out where, for example, Chance, he's a senior director, and so last week they got an email inviting them to purchase it, and then you have 72 hours that you call. You can't do it on the website. You have to call, and corporate will take your information down, and then you have to have your card with your name on it. Either that or use the spend back if you have that balance large enough to cover that, and then you can order it, and they'll only let you buy one. So I think this week we have directors and next week managers, and then the rest of the brand partners will get an email. And then once October hits, after convention, because people who go to convention are going to be able to buy the machine. There's some sort of special promo that they're going to do at convention. So you'll be able to buy the machine at convention, and then it'll be shipped to you. But then after convention, then it'll be open to the public, which is why we have that waiting list, have a waiting list on Facebook called X2O Now. If any of our viewers hear or see this, go to X2O. That's just the letter X, the number 2, and the letter 0. It's not a letter, it's the number 0, because it's like H2O, but X2O. And then mention when it says for the referral, you could put the Chance Doc G promo, or put Chance or Hamilton Radio Show, rather than, you don't have to name all the different hosts on here because that's too cumbersome. Just Chance Doc G promo, and then we know that you're from the show, and then you are going under one of the hosts, and you're going to get, the Chance Doc G promo, which is not available to everyone, as most of you have taken advantage, almost everybody, but I know we've had maybe 2 people, possibly 3, that wanted to get it after the fact because they went to the site and they couldn't get it through customer service. We're like, we can't do anything once you're done.
Okay. I want to interrupt you just for a minute. I brought a couple new people on and recently, and I want to give a shout out to Wendy. Did you get Wendy all squared away on my group?
Wendy, she has 2. Yeah. So I have her information. I'm waiting for just one key piece of information from her because I already literally have it.
We've spoken to her.
Yeah. We've spoken to her, been speaking to her pretty much every day. So we have
a Joe who is hooked up with 12 different church groups. Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So and Joe, if you're watching, give me a call at noon tomorrow, and I can make sure we'll see where we're going as far as getting you with getting you in on the patches and getting you going. What if you don't have Facebook?
That's what my number's for, and that's what Chance's email is for.
Yeah. And you can put in the subject line, you can put water machine, or you can put patches.
Yeah, just put Chance Doc G, because that will clue us. And if you, again, I know a few of you, not many, but a few of you don't have email. And I know one person who can't see, who listens to you, Chance, but he can't get on email. So by having the number, at least you have your,
I'll say that number out loud since he can't see.
Yeah.
It's Dame Lillian Walker's number is 1-949-478-2221. I'll repeat that one more time. 1-949-478-2221. That's Dame Lillian Walker if you want to get a hold of her, or you can email me at chancemusic@yahoo.com. What does this water bottle look like is what Debbie Ross is asking.
It's not a
So
water bottle, it's a machine.
yeah, it's
Can y'all see that or not?
Yep.
Yeah.
XO. Big ol' X,
That's
big ol'
it.
0.
So it's the size of a microwave, guys, just so you know. So we got the water container here that you fill up. Then it goes through a processing. Filters are over here. Let's see.
on the right,
It's pretty hold on, let me move my stuff.
and it's heavy. It's really sturdy.
Yeah, so in here
You have two
are the
filtration.
filters.
Yep.
And then that hose is for when we're purging, because when you put the new filters in, it even puts the levers. It's all labeled. Everything's labeled. It was very I mean, it was super easy to do. Lillian had already done it a few days before me, so she walked me through setting mine up so that I didn't have to. But then it has a dispenser.
Mhm. It's got a nice, easy to read screen.
Yeah. Am I on the screen, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So anyway, so just I'm keep putting my hand here so that you kind of see the size of it. It's the size of a small microwave.
Yeah.
And it's heavy. It's not a lightweight. It's a fairly heavy.
There's the light that it's gonna when he gets to the light side. There's the
Yeah, we can see
infuses it with light and frequency.
Yeah, see it. Do you know how many pounds? You said it's heavy. How? Do you know how many pounds? 50 pounds? 75 pounds?
Maybe 40.
You think so?
I
Let's
think
see.
it's like maybe 40-ish. It's
How
under
many-
50.
Looks like it fits great on a countertop.
Yeah, I think she's right about 40.
Yes, I think about it's not 50, but it's
Oh,
about
I made Joel lift it.
It's not going to fit on my TV tray, right?
you could put it if it's a sturdier TV tray and it's against the wall, then you could put it on a TV tray as long as you don't have.
I don't have anything that
So I wouldn't risk
I got
it.
my TV tray is 3 cardboard boxes reinforcing each other next to
No, that's not going to
So I did have a quick question, and this is to the ladies, and you're kind of like speculative, observing when this thing becomes public. Will the creator of the machine nip all the fake ones? Because I guarantee once this comes out, you can assume there's going to be some type of stupid knockoff from China. I'm not consenting to it. I'm not. But because they've already doing it with the patches, what's one more?
And he is taking care of that. So Walmart has been sued, and he'll be going after. So enough people turned Walmart in with their evidence. So now, if they're doing it through eBay and Amazon, still anybody who turns them in, they just have to contact LifeWave, and they will handle it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, I've got intel I have to give.
Let's do it.
We want to hear it.
I'm going to do the intel. I'm going to pull it up on my phone so I can read it while I can still look at you guys at the same time. Now, I've been telling you guys at the beginning of tonight's show, I told you specifically, make notes. Okay? Do you remember that at the beginning of it? Okay. Now make a note about this. If you are already on Telegram, do not email me to get into the Telegram group. This is change of information. Bernadette got a hold of me and told me you are to contact her direct on Telegram. And it's at Burn Ben. So you got the at sign, B, capital B, ERNBENN at Burn Ben. Send her your information. She will give you the link to the Telegram page. She's trying to make things easier on me, and I appreciate that so much. So I give it to you one more time. You go on Telegram, you look up at capital B, Burn, BERN, all one word, and then a small b, ENN, at Burn Ben. Okay? That's it. Thank you, Doc. Now, this intel is nothing but this is exclusive stuff. Okay, so don't look for the other guys to have it. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, and it tells you everything but when. Okay. There it is. All right. Now, bear with me because I've got it in two parts. The first part came in yesterday. We're going to go over payment method. You will receive a special fiat bank account at a top 10 global bank and wallet. Okay? And it'll be an online account for digital currency. Excuse me. You will then be your own banker, where you can freely and safely transfer money to your fiat account, to your families, to project and to your project investments at any time. Okay? So basically, what I take that as, they've changed some of the rules. That means if you want to give money directly to your family, you can. That's the way I take that. If there's anything different, I will let you know. This is why it's important that you make notes. Now, as a direct result of numerous recent legislations, your payment will be based on the same technology as Bitcoins and CBDCs. Why CBDCs? Well, because it exists right now, and there's a delay on the QFS till November, is what I'm being told. But it won't be on the central bank digital currency. It will not be on that. It will be fundamentally different, and it'll have different characteristics. And this is positive news for everyone here. Okay, so listen up. No payment will be backed. Your payment will be backed by gold and real assets. No loss of value due to inflation. Think about that. Okay, so wait a minute. What does that mean, Chance? Well, that means if you're looking at this purse for $100, are you going to be paying $100 for it? No, that's what it means. Exactly how that's going to work, we're going to remain and see. Inflation will have nothing to do with our purchases. Think about that, okay? Your digital payment cannot be hacked, and it will be managed by yourself and not the bank. Beautiful. Stay out of my business. I don't want the bank in my business. And I've been telling you all for months and months, and maybe even a year, to get your money out of the bank. And if you don't, then you're going to be the sad sack, okay? Not me. And your payments coming into your account and going out of your account will not be supervised by the Fed or the U.S. government. Okay? So that's the step that they're doing prior to the QFS coming in. Now, what I received as of 2 hours after that intel, I'm going to read the whole thing to you. When they say bank, it's a general term. You do not want to exchange at a bank. You want to go to a redemption center. Do not trust the banks. Do not trust them. Do not trust them. I've been telling you guys till I'm blue in the face.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on just a sec, Chance, because you said they were going to get some type of digital device, right? So if you go to a bank, do you think you're going to get that digital device?
No.
Thank you. So think about what he's saying. That's why he's saying take notes. You go to the bank, you're going to get skimmed. Okay, back to you.
You're right. Exactly right. Thank you for the interruption. I appreciate it. So when I say bank, it's a generic term. Bank says high possibility event starting over the weekend as the powers that be, and we know who that is, the dragon, the princess, the white hats, Trump,
Source.
the Republic Treasury, that's the powers that be, and the Galactics want to get well into the RV process before the beginning of the fourth quarter, which is October 1st. Are you following me? Are you seeing the significance of everything that I am telling you? And I get a little giddy. About this because I get this information and I get to share it with you guys. And it's completely legit. And you know what? None of the other truthers have it. I get a little giddy over that, 25 million. I'm sorry.
Leave your ego out of it. Come on.
I know. But way to go, Chance. Way to go. Oh. I'm sorry. That's just me being me. I slip back into being 12 again.
Listen, we all deserve that pat on the back once in a while, right? And
yeah.
Good, so go ahead and use
it. Well, anyway, I'm going to continue on. I just got an update from the buyer saying the buyer is the guys that are going to supply the money to the paymasters that work at the redemption centers. And the paymasters at the redemption center are the same people I see, except my paymasters are different type of paymasters, but they're still paymasters. They're all paymasters. I just got an update from the buyer saying contracts will be sent out at 9 a.m. Saturday. That's 3 p.m. Asia time. They will keep sending the contracts out during the day. The reason for the one-day delay was that they needed to allocate the funds for each contract. Okay, so follow me on that, okay? What does that mean, Chance? Well, that means the funds have to be in so they can honor the contracts. And they already know what you got. Okay, their computer will say, and they'll know where you're going. Believe me, just trust me, they'll know. And so Friday being the last real banking day of the week, that means everything can start on Saturday. Contracts come in on Friday. The money comes in on Friday. Then they can start sending out notifications as early as Saturday, 9 a.m. That's a good question, but that's the only thing we don't know exactly about. The reason for the one-day delay was they needed to allocate funds for each contract before the contracts could legally be sent out. So you're either going to be notified one of a couple different ways. First of all, you're going to be notified by your currency dealer, like 100 Trillions or whoever you use. You're going to get notified maybe by the Department of the Treasury for the Republic of the United States of America, or they could give 800 numbers out. But there's one other possibility. Most of us folks, me included, most of you here, and I don't care if you got 100,000 people listening tonight. Most of you, they know who you are, and they know where your bank accounts are at. And what they're going to tell you, you're going to get an email from your bank saying, Department of Treasury is trying to get a hold of you. Please contact them at this number.
Could be an envelope too.
It could be. I mean, we don't know.
That just popped in my head.
So yeah. Well, it could be, Brian, because everybody's going to have everybody's going to have a different number. Everybody's going to have a different location. And I'll give you a side note on something too. The side note is, and this is probably no news to any of you. I'm just going to tell you that give you a little bit more hope to keep hanging on with. That originally, as of 2 years ago, there were 86,000 med beds. Now there is double that. So that makes it almost 200,000 med beds that are scattered across the United States alone. And I'm not talking about the entire realm of the earth. I am talking about just the United States. And believe me, that sounds like a lot, but how many people do we have in this country? You're still going to have an appointment. And the people that go in for the currency exchange are going to get the option of having 5 to 8 people on their list to make the medbed appointments. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be 5. I don't know if it's 8. Now I got some information from Ted Bear up in Michigan. Ted Bear says he's ex-military. He has got a lot of ex-military friends. It says there was a lot of people 70 and 80 years old, a lot of veterans that were kind of griping at the people. Griping, say, hey, 30 years, I don't want to go back 30 years. I want to go back 50 years. You know, if I'm 80 years old, 30 years is going to put me in 50. Hell, I'm still going to be old. And they got a lot of flack about that. So according to Ted Bear's information, you're going to be, if you're in your 70s or 80s, you're going to be able to go back 50 years. Oh my God, me at 24 years old, look out. I will set the music business on fire.
It's perception based though. Like that. So the reason why they're doing it is you can think it's testing. You're testing the whole society, the whole collective in this like bubble field. But I'm going to give you a little bit more context why they're saying there's a delay on the QFS. Okay. We know, and again, the people in charge, even though we think they're good, but they're still part of a group. They're still part of a separate entity that wants for tit for tat. They want to be in control. They still want power, but they can't have it anymore. So why is this really important? Because from here, and I do mean today, until from henceforth, if you can imagine the snake head, the snake tail. So what's happening, because they did a lot of shady, I'll say shit. They did a lot. They did a lot of things. They broke a lot of rules. They broke a lot of rules that even Source said it was a no-no. It was a no-no. Because they did it in such a short span, the tail is going to turn into a snake head too. So imagine both those sides hungry, right? Because there were a lot of promises to the tail end from the head. We can get you anything and everything that you desire. You just got to follow the head. Now that's broken. They, and I do mean these false people, right? False humans, false Homo sapiens, they're going to devour each other. They're going to destroy each other from the inside out until there's very few left, if nothing at all. So we didn't have to do really much of anything except for wait and wait. So the reason why, and again, there is light and dark mix. There's some bad people still in this facility. They don't want the QFS to go online, because the moment it goes online, the moment you get your device, it's the sentient quantum system that is in charge. It's in charge because it's got the algorithm. It represents source, unhackable. You are sovereign within your abundance factor. That removes all their equations. The banks, the taxes, the liens, the loans, the debts. It collapses on itself. Welcome to a brand new world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to answer a couple other questions before we get out of here. Wendy asks, other than the currency reset, are we going to get anything for our birth certificates and other stuff like that? Absolutely. If you are 70 years old or older, you will get your Reformation and Restoration funds in its entirety. On your first appointment. That's going to make your RV money look like pocket change. This is the abundance that God is talking about. Now, why are you going to get it all at one time? Because you've waited a long time for this. You were brought here for a purpose. You were brought here for a reason. You're going to do good things with that money. You're going to be a good steward to that money. And now the Redemption Center can be in a bank, but make sure you are dealing with the Redemption Center part and not the bank part, okay? That's very important. Jim Humphrey, maybe we are already set. Somebody said to Jim Humphrey, said we're already part of the North American Union. Yes, the North American Union is real. We are already part of it. It just hasn't been announced yet. Canada, and I assume Mexico will go the same time as we go in the United States. I assume. I didn't give it anything written in ink, so settle down on that, okay? So you're going to have to be really thinking when you can't get all this Reformation and Restoration money. You're going to have to be thinking. You're going to have to really put on your thinking cap. And I'm not going to have law dogs ready for 91 days. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to learn how to handle your money because we're not going to do it for you at Law Dogs. We're going to tell you, we're going to give you advice, but in essence, the final choices have to be yours. I'm not going to hold your money for you. I'm not going to carry it for you. I'm not going to write your checks. I'm not gonna do anything to handling your money. All Law Dogs is going to do is give you advice. Well, this is what we advise. We're going to try to give you options for every bit of advice that we give. You can do this option A, option B, option C, 1, 2, 3, whatever you want. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking. So I've already answered the notification thing. We really don't know, but it's coming. Okay. Now, after I get notified, there might be a way I can communicate that if it doesn't violate my NDA. Okay. So I will do the best I can, and maybe I'll come on here and use sign language or something.
Hey, Chance, can I mention something about the med bed?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to be very clever about this. Okay, let's be clever in this storytelling. So pay attention, everybody. Imagine a 7-year-old person. He gets 8, or better yet, let's go with 80 or 90. Okay, 80 or 90. They knock off 30 years. Let's say they have an abundance. They're drinking that water, the LifeWave water. They're taking really good care of their health. They're using the stem cell patches to activate the dormant stem cells. There are testimonies where you see people with gray hair with brown hair, people that are in wheelchairs that are no longer in wheelchairs. So what I'm trying to tell you is when you show the effort in understanding your own powerhouse organic computer, you're maintaining it from there to the age of that age, because age is just a number anyways. Imagine how young you would look, and you're starting to age regress, and you're looking, let's say, 40 years younger. And then you go in the pod 30 years later, and then you start looking like you're in your mid-30s. Think about it for a second. And then suddenly you start looking like in your 20s and you're already around 300 years old. Compartmentalization, all because you did the hard work, you paid attention, and you thought outside the box. That is what the test is down here for the consciousness. And those people that BITCH'd about that, they already failed the test. They failed it. Just like in the assumption of a med bed, it is the cure-all, fix-all. There's a cap for a reason. It is a reason because Source, the creator of everything, wants to see how well you play your avatar, the video game, right? The holographic realm. What are you willing to do to have a very amazing longevity, powerful life in your expansion? It shows strength of character. It shows hard work. So it is all dependent on you. Thanks, Chance. Back to you.
That's great. I love that. I love that. The good insight there, Brian. Lori D asks, will they give us a list of businesses not to donate to? Yes, there's still going to be a 55-page booklet and that has not been nixed by any means, to the best of my knowledge. It has not been nixed, so that means that they're still going to hand it out, and you are not supposed to do business with those companies. Companies that you have done business with for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they're all going to be gone. Okay. TGIF Fridays. I'm just trying to think of
Salute.
of course,
Goodbye.
Woolworths are already gone. They've already been gone a long time. Sears have already been gone. But you're going to see Buffalo Wild Wings, they'll be gone. You might even see Walmart be gone, okay? Because when the stock market goes boom and crashes, that's going to send waves through Walmart that will not. Their whole financial system is based on fiat currency. It's all
Trafficking.
and human trafficking. And when that's gone, how are they going to make anything? And even when they put an ad up in the newspaper, they're human trafficking. Keep that in mind. Okay. Hey, we got this computer on sale for $9.99. What did they just do? They just trafficked you. Okay. So you gotta look at everything not at face value. There's looking over this way and there's looking over that way. Okay. Let's see. There's one more question I wanted to answer. List of businesses not to do business with. Yes, that will be there. Is delaying the QFS giving banks an opportunity to rob us? No, because you are, like I said in that intel, you will be your own banker. Yes. They will not be able to get into your account. Your checking account may be at that bank, but it will actually be completely blocked off from the bank that they instructed you with. And then when you go to the QFS, there's a transitional period. We still got 52 banks a week that are failing, minimum 52 banks a week. Okay, Gregory, good post here. In 2017, Gregory says Federal Reserve was dissolved and moved to the Treasury by President Trump, which he actually owns. And he also owns the stock market, and he owns Australia, Canada, New Zealand, England, Greenland, don't forget Iceland, etc. He's asking a question. Yes, it just hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, but all the banks that do survive, you could just see a transition where they change their signs. So think of this. I am a bank. I have a bank called Rockland Trust. So what will happen is it'll say Rockland Trust. Underneath, it'll say Wealth Management. So because people are still going to want to play with certain ideas, right? Because they like their ideas of choice, the freedom to choose. So if there is a Bank of America, it'll say underneath it, Bank of America, Wealth Management Center.
Right.
So
right. That's what they're doing right now down in Texas.
Exactly.
Exactly that same thing in Texas. Now, Multi-Troy 63 says, Dinar recaps and 800 numbers will be everywhere. Actually, yeah. I think the 800 numbers are actually now. I don't think they're going to make the 800 numbers public, but but there's going to be a section in the EAS and the EBS, whatever you want to call it, that's going to say, if you are a currency holder, here is your 800 number, 800, blah, 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 blah,
I would
blah,
agree
blah.
with that.
Okay. Because they're going to say, and the people that don't know what they're talking about, what do you mean if a currency holder? I got dollars in the bank. Well, they'll find out that doesn't. What kind of currencies are you holding? Sir, what kind of currencies do you have? I have US dollars. Oh, well, this isn't for you then. Thank you very much. I have Iraqi dinars and Vietnamese dong. Okay. Well, okay. Where would you like to go? A bank or a redemption center? That's the difference. Hi, Chance. Will we get notification from the RV from Starlink Secure Satellite with military alliance? Maybe. I can't tell you how we're going to be notified.
We don't
Now,
know.
this is. Let me just reiterate one thing. I know it'll be different for me because I'm in with the sovereign group.
Just wait and see. Tell them to wait and see.
Here's the thing. They know who we are. They know what accounts we have. They just may socket money in our accounts. And the bank may call and say, well, we don't know what's going on, but your account number's changed and you got new cards. Come on in and pick them up. I mean, we don't know. I'm thinking that might be a more likely scenario than anything, Brian. We lost him.
Brian is still there.
He's back.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said it might be such a thing where, like my bank, I don't have, I think I got $73 in there. But anyway, they could call me and they said, well, Mr. McFadden, we don't understand what's going on here, but you've got a new bank account and it's not on our screens, and you come in and get your card and you got an instruction thing, and we'll try to help you any way we can, but they don't want to be able to get in.
I believe it's going to be for our safety. And again, it's not like you're going to wear a t-shirt that says, I got paid and you didn't, through the RV, and you're like hop skipping around outside for everyone to see. I think there will be a grace period, but also from what I can tell, it's for your safety. Because we want to be safe through the process. We don't want to be messed with. We want to be very quiet, and we just want to, do our own business, right? That's it. So just don't hyperventilate. That's all I
get it. Okay, and this is going to be the last question for tonight because we've gone on way too long tonight. Somebody asked, name one redemption center. Can't do that, but I know where there is one at. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Bobby from the other group, from the Fairfield group, my friend Bobby, and my late friend, can't think of his name now. They were driving on the Blacktop Road between Cedar Rapids and Ottumwa, and they found one. It's on a Blacktop Road. It's a big center. Lots of parking spaces, big black building. I know what it says on the outside, so I'm not allowed to say. But I know where there was one, and that's it, and that's probably where I'm going to go. The notifications will be secure. Your safety is very important to the White Hats. And and it said, we're not going to be sent someplace that's going to scam and steal our currency. No, you're not going to have any of that, No, just be cool. Everything will be fine. Don't act like a nervous Nelly. It's another day at the office, and just go to the bank, do your business, and come home. Okay? Now, wow, some truck outside is just really loud. Okay. Anyway, we've gone on way long tonight, guys, and I'm wore out, and I got a head cold, and I thank you for all your recommendations. What I'm going to ask the people that are signing up now, the new people, the people that have been with us on the private Telegram page, don't be part of the 1,460. We want you to join the ranks of the 40. And I'm talking about the 40 people that keep the show, keep me, keep everything going. Okay? We appreciate your donations. You can donate to Brian Paul McFadden on wise.com, BRYAN, Paul, PAUL, McFadden, MCFADDEN, on wise.com. Or you can go to Cash App, and that is $McFadden Chance. Okay? If you want the RV protocol papers, they're $50. Again, same two forms of payment. I just want you to understand, if you knew how hard this team works hard. Bernadette is laid up waiting for medical treatment. She's a lovely lady. I consider her my mother. I love her so much, just like a son should love a mother. She's got 3 devices in front of her all the time that she's working to help keep information flowing. And she's brought on another lady who's ex-military. Her name's Sharon. Thumbs up. Love you both. Bernadette, Sharon. Couldn't keep the Telegram page going without you. And super thumbs up to the donations from our 40 people. And I can even mention a couple other names right off the top of my head. We got Martha. We got Sherry. We got Brother Dave. We got Brother Brian, Brother Dr. Brian. We got about 40 people that keep us going. Now, guys, that isn't fair. Okay? Nothing is free. Exchange of ideas, information is...
It costs. It has a value. Yes.
It has value. It has value. And I'm going to tell you, what happened. I'll tell you what happened today. I swear to God, my handyman, Tim, who lives here with me, he was with me. There was a guy sitting off the side of the road. I left Walmart, and you could tell he wasn't faking nothing. This guy had a stroke, and he couldn't, his arm was like this, okay? I want you to pay attention to this, okay? I want you to pay attention to this because this is God working, okay? I saw this guy and I thought, oh my God. And he says, anything will help. Okay? I pulled over. He was kind of under a tree, not very well. And I had $20 to my name. Okay? $20. I knew I had 77 in the bank, so I knew I was going to be okay. Okay? Follow me on this. I give this guy my last $20. And I give him one of my business cards. And I said, that's my number there, the 0064. Okay. Yes, there is redemption centers in Columbus, Ohio area. Don't worry about that. Okay. So I give him my number and I said, I'm a constitutional lawyer. I can help you get your resources that you need. And found out he had been getting food stamps and he trusted his roommate to do the paperwork. And then the roommate told him that he didn't get any food stamps. So I saw through that bullshit right away. So here's the thing. I told him, I said, you need an advocate. I'm going to get you an advocate. Give me a call. You go to the DHS, get yourself an advocate. Give me a call. I'm going to tell you what to go next. I'm going to make this guy my personal attention to help him. Follow me? Gave him my last $20. Tim was right there. Watched the whole thing. He said, what'd you do that for? I said, because he needed it worse than me. Okay? This is what I'm trying to make you understand about giving. I'm not talking about tithing. I'm talking about giving.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay? And when I got home, there was a lady waiting outside my driveway. She says, I looked you up on Google. Are you open? And I said, well, when I'm here, I'm open. You know, I mean, we don't have much business, but yeah, well, I want to buy a microphone. So I set her up with a microphone and an interface to hook up to the computer because she wanted to sing karaoke. And she said, okay, how much will that be? And I said, oh, about $90. And she says, fine. She paid me and she left. Where'd that come from? There wasn't any phone calls. There wasn't any. This lady wanted, and she was in Missouri. She's down in the sticks in Missouri, probably 2 hours away.
Yeah, because you're operating correctly, and most people don't get it.
That's it. I give the guy my last 20, and I got 90 in sales. Okay? It's all good. Move forward using this philosophy and the philosophy of 520-7418. It has served me well, and it brings forth the 3 source numbers, which is 3, 6, and 9. It brings them forth. You're putting it out there. The other numbers have to come out. So listen, all I want you to do is think with your heart. Think with your head. There's more stuff going on in between your ears than you'll ever know. Final thoughts tonight from Fascinating Brian. Go, Brian.
All right. My final thoughts are this. If you really want to understand how everything is set up, I posted Kim Gogan's video once or twice. You need to really go look at the one that says Behind Tariffs so you can understand the mechanisms, the principles, artificial intelligence, and we're talking about 250,000 years of looping for millions of years. Try to imagine that. Groundhog's Day galore for the true humans, the Homo sapiens, right? The real people of Earth, not the false humans. Think about that. Let that sink in. Learn it, analyze it, just so you can grasp where you are, the realm you chose to live in, and then you could be like the resident alien on Netflix and go, this is some bullshit. That's it.
I love the resident alien reference. Doc G, what do you got for your final thoughts tonight, my brother?
Well, I do want to say one thing. What Joseph, he was talking about his new platform. I have to do that anyway, just to make sure that YouTube, Facebook doesn't destroy any of our videos that we work so hard on putting out there for people to have information. So I think that by doing that, subscribing to that platform, it'll be like like MySpace used to be. It'll be like a new Facebook starting for us. So I urge everybody out there not only to sign up for this, but get on it as soon as possible, because we will definitely have our platform. All our stuff will be on that platform too. So whether it's on YouTube or Facebook and they decide to take it down, at least we have a platform where it's going to stay. And that's important to me for the integrity of the hosts like Chance and Brian or any other host that we have on here. And it's important for me to make sure that that content stays there. So that's just my point.
Yeah, nothing lost, everything gained.
Correct.
Yeah, and so if $20 a month scares you, then I mean, sometimes it scares me.
And we're still going to post the video on Chance's chat, so you guys can still watch it. You just don't get the live version.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, but let me again. I gave away the last $20 I had in my wallet.
I agree.
Do you understand? You go towards the good, and you contribute towards the good, to the mass good for everyone.
You fund creativity and creation, and therefore it bursts, it amplifies, and it destroys what isn't for the human. Think of that. Think of it from energy. All these other platforms, tit for tat, they want something. If you say something, they remove you, they remove your identity, all that hard work, gone. Years. Think about that. That means you have no control over what you say, what you do in any entity. It's like the bank. It's like the hospital. It's false light, false dark. It's time to change.
I hear that. Now, my final thoughts for tonight are, I've been wanting to do a musical instrument. Listen, you want to talk about a filthy, stinking, rotten industry to be in, and that's the retail music business, because they've been ripping off the public for years. I've been wanting to do an expose on the music business, and what better time to do it on this new platform, because all these other people that are doing guitar videos on the on YouTube and Rumble, whatever, BitChute, all they're worried about is getting good free guitars for their collection. Somebody sells them, companies send them guitars, and you do a review on this, and we'll sell a lot more. You know, it's capitalism. I want to do reviews on why in the hell is Yamaha guitars one of the best production guitars on the planet, including $5,000, $10,000 customs, and they're $600, and why are they being ignored? I want to do exposés on stuff like that, okay? Because I know all the dirty little tricks that they've been doing in the music industry since the 1950s, and their number one people that they've been victimizing is parents. And they send those little kids home. Mommy, I only have to pay $15 a month, and I can be in the band. I can play trumpet, or I can play clarinet or drums. Well, they wouldn't take me on trumpet, but they put me on drums. They still get my $15 a month. Okay? So there's a lot of new things I'm going to be able to do in this new platform. Chances Chat will be there, whether it's a music channel or not. I'll be doing a guitar show on there. I'll be doing a bunch of things. And I welcome Joe and his platform with open arms. And right now, I feel so good. I mean, even though I got a head cold, I feel good. I got my energy patches on. I'm all pumped up. I've got the equivalent of 4 or 5 cups of coffee in me right now. I'm going to have hell of a time going to sleep. I guess I'm going to have to watch some Star Trek or something before I go to bed. But listen, guys, I love you all, and that's all that matters. And if you want to get on the private Telegram channel, go on Telegram and @BurnBen, @BERN, capital BERN, small BENN, @BurnBen. Contact her; she will get you on. Okay, it's on the screen right now. All right, I love you guys. And please come join the 40. Maybe next week we'll have 50 or 60. Okay. And I love you guys. Doc G, thank you, my friend, my brother. It's always a pleasure. Brian, shalom, shalom. I love you guys. We'll see you next week right here on Chances Chat. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.